What is up, you guys? With holidays right around the corner, I'm sure we are all just looking for cheap budget decks to play, and I think I found the best one. Teach is a 5-life, 5,000 power leader with one crazy effect. Just by pitching a card, you can turn off all of your opponent's on-play effects during the next turn. You never get the privilege of using them yourself, but this actually works in your favor because you can plan around it and you can negate restrictive effects. This deck has so much going for it, so let's see what we can do. If you don't know already, Jesus Burgess is the strongest card in your deck. This guy cannot be KO'd by card effects, and for every 4 cards in your trash, he'll gain 1000 more power. This accumulates fast. Full of Lead is your stage card, and it's a fantastic searcher. It gets dead cards out of your hand and makes sure you always see what you need. It's also your most consistent way to get cards in the trash to power up Jesus Burgess, and there are other cards that benefit from it too. You can even feel free to dump your Jesus Burgesses into the trash, because you play the 5-cost Kuzan. This guy cannot be removed from the field at all by your opponent's effects, so he will definitely stick around. You can swing with him, and then just use his effect to play out any 5-cost or lower Blackbeard pirate character from your trash. This character will be active too, so you won't have to worry about your opponent attacking over it right away. You don't mind when your opponent attacks over your characters most of the time though, since a lot of them float, instantly replacing themselves so you aren't down on card advantage. The 7-cost Teach is a great example. He can rest himself to pop a 3-cost character. And, on KO, he can add any black card from your trash back to your hand. That's your entire deck. He's just so useful. It's also super easy to power him up with the likes of Van Augur, a 5-cost card that is easy enough to drop on his own, but he can also be played off of Kuzan for a flexible option. This guy lowers an opponent's character by 3 cost, letting Teach pop 6-cost characters. And, on KO, he will draw you a card, which is really helpful since your leader does need to pitch one every turn in the mid to late game to keep constant pressure on your opponent. Another great option to play is Tempest Kick, since it's another card that replaces itself and will lower something by 3 cost once you have 10 cards in your trash, which is light work in combination with Full of Lead, your leader, and your searchers. To make better use of these cost reduction cards, Doc Q is a really handy tool. He can pop a 1-cost character just by resting himself, and also replaces himself on KO. But if you can't pop a character, then don't worry, the 10-cost Teach is the big boss of this deck. On the turn he's played, you can negate one of your opponent's character's effects, and make them not be able to attack during the next turn. On top of that, he's a blocker, so you can effectively stop 2 attacks once you play him. And don't be afraid to swing with him either, you'll be able to close out so many games by using his 12,000 power to force attacks through. While your opponent won't be able to use their effects, you also won't be able to use any on-play effects either. This limits you in some ways, but it opens the door for other plays as well. Caribou is a great card. It's both a 2k counter and a 1-cost blocker. Most 1-cost blockers aren't even 1k counters, so this guy is actually incredible. On play, he makes you discard 2 cards from your hand, but your leader negates that effect, making him absolutely free. 1-cost blockers are just so useful, especially in this deck where you'll run out of cards in hand pretty quickly for countering heavily. So being able to use just 1 Dawn to play out a blocker is just so useful. The 1-cost Vivi is another great card to do this, since she becomes a blocker once you have just 10 cards in your trash. Other blockers that are really useful to play include the 4-cost Shiryu and the 6-cost Kuzan. Shiryu can pop a 4-cost character on KO and becomes 8-cost on the field, making it much harder for your opponent to remove him. This Kuzan doesn't have any sort of protection, but on KO, he can play any 5-cost or lower character from your trash. That can be something hard to attack over like Jesus Burgess, or something impossible to remove like the 5-cost Kuzan, which can then just play out Burgess anyways. All the recursion you have in this deck is insane. Black Vortex is a strong form of defense you have as well. You can negate things like double attack or banish to reduce the usefulness of your opponent's cards, but it is mainly used as a counter to Green Zoro, since his effect is Activate Main, and therefore can be negated before they're able to use it. Blackbeard has a really good matchup against a lot of decks, because many aren't expecting to no longer be able to use their most important cards. Yellow decks especially have a lot of on-plays, and the best generic top-end cards are all on-play as well. Red decks often have a lot of on-plays as well, but they have a lot more aggressive capabilities too, and with Rush, they can bring you down especially quickly. Decks like Zoro and Rayleigh can flood the field with small bodies that can overwhelm you. Your removal cards like Doc Q and Black Hole will be useful, as well as the 7-cost Teach. Against most decks, their best cards will be 9 or 10 cost, but you'll want to start locking them out around 7 or 8 Dawn. Starting too early will just wear down your hand, and it's just not necessary in the beginning since the lower dawn characters are just less impactful. But feel free to start using your leader's effect early on against the aggressive decks like Rayleigh, since they just don't have bigger characters that you're worried about, and can get a jump on you if you don't shut them down quickly. Blackbeard is a meta warping deck that every player respects. His price tag, along with his power, bring many people to play this leader, and you will definitely see continued success with this deck. He's gotten support in just about every set since his release, so Blackbeard just keeps getting better and better. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the discussion. Comment below what you want to see next, and while you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. If you're still here, you're the best, and I'll see you guys next time.